Yo, what up, Fight World, man? What's good? Waiting for people to join this chat so we can get talk. Notification gang, Kevin, I see you. What's up? What up, Jean, Jose, Gabriel, Carl? What's good? Shout out to Long Island, man. Ricardo. Yeah, man, I had to talk about this Bernard Hopkins interview. I'm driving. I'm at the store right now. I got some errands to run. It's too hot to do this outside, so I was on my way on my drive up. I was listening to The Breakfast Club. Shout out to Australia. Much love, man. Jeff Horn. He did better than a lot of people thought. But I got to talk about this Bernard Hopkins interview that I was listening to on the way up. It sounds crazy. It sounds like Bernard Hopkins is just nonstop hating. It's just crazy. See, this is the thing. You can always tell hate from just constructive criticism. It's just how it comes out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you really are hating, first of all, when you hate, a lot of times it's not facts based. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing that I got to look at is, I know your ties, you're with Golden Boy, but Golden Boy put on some crazy ass fights that didn't need to happen in between 2016 and 2017. Canelo, Liam Smith, who was really saying that had to happen? Or Amir Khan, right? They're putting on the same night as Mayweather McGregor, they're putting on Cotto versus Kamagai for a title. And you're so mad about Mayweather versus McGregor. To me, that shows that there's something else more to it. Because how can you rep and be about that life when it comes to Cotto versus Kamagai? I ain't seen Cotto in 2 years. I love Cotto. I have no problem with Cotto. But I ain't seen him from 2 years. And the stars of the September fight, September 16th, Canelo beat Cotto convincingly. I don't know why even people were saying it was controversial. And then Cotto avoided the other guy, Gennady Golovkin. And he's fighting, I understand he's been out for a while, but he's fighting Kamagai? Like, really? Kamagai? But Bernard Hopkins ain't talking about that. And on top of that, being a title fight, like, how is that good for boxing? Like, I mean, Cotto, I mean, if you guys want to play the game, Cotto, he's a legend. He could just retire. But my thing is, what's the point of having these charity events if, like, people want to see some level of competition? They still are paying their money for a ticket. You know what I'm saying? They want to be entertained. Cotto, as great of a fighter as he is, he's not an entertainer. Kamagai, I don't even know if he speaks English. So there's not going to be a proper build-up. HBO probably knows this, so I don't even know if they'll do a road to Kamagai Cotto. They're not going to do a face-off. You know what I mean? So it's just something to fill a date. Golden Boy has a good relationship with HBO. But they're not, Bernard Hopkins ain't talking about that. He's just talking about Cotto or Mayweather McGregor. But like I said, I don't care if y'all watch it or don't watch it. Don't watch it. But all the bickering and talking about it, like, I know there's a girl I dated. She detested Walmart. Like, she didn't like it. Every time she went, it was some bullshit. There's spills. There's 30 customers in line, one register open. She did not like Walmart. So she told me, she said, you know what? I'm a Target girl. I go to Target. But she don't bring up Walmart. You know what I mean? She don't bring up Walmart just to say how she doesn't like it. Like, obviously, if something comes up and like, hey, you want to go to Walmart, she might say it. But she's not constantly bringing up how she likes Target over Walmart. She just goes to Target. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the same thing with the Mayweather-McGregor situation. If you hate it and it ruins your life and all this stuff, why are you talking about it? Walmart do be fucking up, though. Walmart be having... I think the cash registers at Walmart, or I mean the cashiers at Walmart, intentionally go slow. It'd be like 90 people in line and they're like, boop, boop. Like, really? But my whole point is, if you don't like something, why not? Why talk about it all the time? Why, you know what I'm saying? There's ulterior motives. To me, there's fear. You feel threatened by the date. You know what it's gonna do, and those types of things. My dad doesn't eat bananas. He hates bananas. I don't know. He doesn't like the smell, the taste, the texture, whatever. Right? He's not running around talking about fucking bananas every day. You know what I mean? Walmart do have some good deals though. So my thing is, it really seems very apparent. When Richard Schaefer left Golden Boy, he had a ban where there's a non-compete clause, and he couldn't re-enter the boxing world as a promoter or whatever for a certain period of time. He served that, and then he got back into the business with Ringstar. And it's like Golden Boy slowly but surely started getting cut out of certain deals. Heyman took his fighters to Premier Boxing Champs. At first, their budget was real big, so they're putting on Keith Thurman and Robert Guerrero and all these fights and all that, and it was getting a lot of exposure. It was new and stuff, and Broner was on it and all that, and slowly but surely all these fighters left Golden Boy, and they were reduced to Canelo, David Lemieux, Mauricio Herrera, up-and-coming talent like Joseph Diaz Jr., people like that, you know what I mean? Jesus Otakaraz, Kamagai. Now they got Cotto. So, you know what I mean? They have some up-and-coming names, Marlon Esparza, different people like that. But they're stars, people who are already ready-made stars. Amir Khan, Abner Mares, Leo Santa Cruz, Adrian Broner, Gary Russell Jr. All these people that were formerly working with Golden Boy, they jumped ship. They said, I mean, Leo Santa Cruz named his fucking kid Al or something. He named him after Al Heyman. He didn't name him Oscar, and you know what I mean? And he's a Mexican-American. He didn't name him Oscar or the Golden Boy or anything. He named him after Al Heyman. So obviously he felt he was taken care of. And I think that made it worse because for a period of time, Golden Boy had to do some restructuring. Canelo was clearly their biggest star. Canelo is a person I think is very loyal. That's why he's been with the Reynosos. Some people have questioned, hey, what if Canelo got with a different trainer? He stayed with him. He stayed with Golden Boy. That's cool. That's his decision. He's a great fighter. But it seemed like that's when a lot of the situations came about, because I know it had to hurt because they didn't really have a big stable. So what Bernard Hopkins is doing is similar to like Max Kellerman. I understand working for a company. I've worked for companies, right? But at the end of the day, I'm still a person, and I still have. I'm not saying you rebel against the company, right? But at the end of the day, you don't have to be over the top with it. Like I said, if you hate Mayweather McGregor, that's cool. Don't watch it. Don't talk about it. You're promoting it by even talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta charge this phone, man. But I mean, that's all promotion. It's just like when someone keeps talking about you, then I mean, it's free promotion. But Bernard Hopkins, what he's saying on the Breakfast Club, for starters, you guys check it out. It's on YouTube. He was saying stuff like, Floyd, he's not a businessman. He has a team. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? That's to me. I read too. You know what I mean? It's not, Bernard Hopkins is not the only one that is educated or can read a book. I read too. One of my favorite books, Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power. And certain rules, they tell you how to acquire power, and they give you these lessons and the reversals to the lessons and things like that. And one of the rules of the 48 Laws of Power to achieve power is have someone else do the work, then take the credit. You guys look it up, or if you've read the book, you can attest to that. That's one of the laws. One of the ways to achieve and acquire power is great people often they let someone else do the back end work and take credit. Me, I'm a hip hop dude. You know what I mean? I know a lot about hip hop, little fun facts and stuff like, oh, Dr. Dre, he left Death Row and he gave the beat to Blackstreet, No Diggity. That was initially the Toss It Up beat that they were going to use, and there was a cease and desist. I know these things. I pay attention. And using Dr. Dre as an example, I heard a lot of people like Scott Storch were sitting up here and arranging the beats and creating them. There's a video of Scott Storch, he's the white producer, video of Scott Storch where he's playing the piano like doom 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 doom, still Dre Day, He's playing the whole instrumentals and all of that. And I heard Dre would come in, tweak little things, move little compositions or whatever he does, and he would get the credit. Like, it might say Scott Storch in the credits too, but everybody knows Dre. Like, same thing with beats by Dre. You think Dr. Dre was in the fucking basement making the fucking headphones himself? Like, hell yeah, I got these new headphones. He wasn't doing that. But he had obviously the right team, he had the right people, and they patented his headphones, and the rest was history. That's straight business. Like, so Bernard Hopkins, he sounds like he's hating by even saying that. Like, of course you're supposed to have a team, you know what I mean? Like I said, Dre didn't create beats, but his name is stamped on it, and it later sold to Apple, and now the motherfucker's worth almost $1 billion, you know what I mean? That's the way of the law. That's the way the game goes, you know what I mean? There's a ton of people that get credited throughout history. Go research it. Thomas Edison, or creating the light bulb, Thomas Jefferson and Ben Franklin, and they actually stole people's patent. Other people invented this shit, and they got the credit for it. They stole the idea or whatever the situation is. So for Bernard Hopkins to be trying to go in and basically make it look like Floyd ain't a businessman, this sounds crazy, because at the end of the day, he's talking about, like, me and George Foreman are the only guys to manage ourselves and have a pro career. I mean, that's great. That's a great accomplishment. I have the utmost respect for Bernard Hopkins as a fighter. Like, I mean, I grew up watching the dude, you know what I mean? Even though Roy Jones was really my dude, I never had no problem with Bernard Hopkins. He's crafty and stuff like that. But the thing is, Bernard Hopkins is hating because you have to kick the science and break it down. He talking about Floyd don't do the deals, and Floyd doesn't, like, actually negotiate the contract and verify this, and he's not really the businessman, he's taking credit, blah blah blah. But and then he starts talking about, Bernard Hopkins says something to the effect of, like, he got a manager, which is basically an advisor, you got an advisor, you got a promoter, you got a street team or whatever. He's naming all these people that get a cut of Floyd's money. But here's the kicker: Floyd got more money than you. Floyd got more money than you. So it's like, you can name all these people that are getting a cut of Floyd's money, but he's still making more than you. So obviously he must be doing something intelligent. He must be doing something right, because even though he's paying his team, he's still making more. Like, you and George Foreman managing your whole careers by yourself, or whatever he was saying, that's great. But Floyd holds records for, like, all the pay-per-views, the Canelo, the Oscar De La Hoya fight, the fight with Pacquiao, of course. So, I mean, it's just like, it's neither here nor there. It's like, what are you talking about? You talking about all the people that are getting a cut of that person's money, and I don't even know how you know all the details in terms of Floyd's deal. That's a question in itself. But at the end of the day, he has more money than Bernard Hopkins. You know what I mean? Look at Bernard Hopkins. If someone can Google it right now and come back into the chat, tell me when Bernard fought Joe Smith Jr., how much Bernard Hopkins' purse was. Simple. Like, I don't know off the top of my head. I think I might have known at one point. So that's what I want to know, how much you got for Joe Smith Jr., because whatever it is, I guarantee you Floyd's gonna crush it with Conor McGregor. I guarantee you. And that's not hate. These are provable. Where did the fight happen? California? Get the Joe Smith Jr. California State Athletic Commission. Somebody pull it up. Wow, someone's saying 800,000. That's what I'm saying. So you didn't even get a meal. You know what I mean? They offered Salido 750,000, 730,000 to fight Lomachenko in a rematch. So if Bernard Hopkins, I don't know. This is what you guys are telling me. All y'all talking about dicks, you getting put in timeout because you're a little fucking kid. I don't have time to talk about penises and shit. I'm here to talk about boxing. Y'all can keep doing it if you think it's funny, but like I told you, y'all know what happens to y'all kids. Y'all get put in the corner. You don't get to drink no milk. You don't get to eat no snack time. You just get put in the corner. Yeah, but Bernard Hopkins is just... Other thing, I think Bernard Hopkins likes to hear himself talk. I just think he likes to hear stuff thought, because like certain conversations, like he wasn't even. It was weird because it's like I don't even know how they got talking about it. It was like there was no moderation. It was just Bernard Hopkins was like going off and like ranting, and he was like, "But I'm a businessman and I want to be the #1 business person." And he was saying how all his aspirations is he wants to trump what he did in his professional fighting career as a businessman. And I don't know. It's just like, where did all this come from? Like, and then they're asking him about Mayweather McGregor or whatever. They're asking him about Mayweather McGregor, and then he starts talking about how Floyd ain't in the business like he's claiming, and he has an advisor, and Al Heyman's doing his deal. Who cares? Like, what is that? Is Floyd getting paid from it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is he getting paid from it? Does he have more money than you? So obviously he's still ahead of the curve, and he's still ahead of what did Pacquiao get for Jeff Horn? You know what I'm saying? What's Cotto getting for Kamagai? He's still, all these other people who've been doing it for the same amount of time, if not longer than him, what is their pay? How much is Cotto getting for Kamagai? Like, honestly, how much is he getting? Somebody pull it up and tell me. Tell me it's going to be what Floyd's getting. I'm ranting. Click off the video if you don't want to hear it. I don't care what y'all talking about. But, I mean, we know Floyd does numbers, so it just, like, this is me. And I come from the era of hip-hop where the things that people say in a punchline when you're dissing, the best things are when it's legit. Like, I like 50 Cent, y'all know that. But when Jadakiss got at him on that Checkmate, he was coming with, he said he was just coming with like realistic. He said, I did real songs with Big, no made up shit. Jadakiss really did do songs. Him and the Locks really did do songs with Big. And stay tuned, they were in the studio together. So that's a dope diss. I did real songs with Big, because 50 did a fake song with Biggie, and they just used a Biggie verse, an old Biggie verse after he had passed, and they just put 50 Cent's new verse and mashed it together. You know what I mean? I forgot what it was called, The Realist or something like that. But to me, that's what it's about. And you can't really go at somebody where you know what you're saying. Like, you're basically saying Floyd ain't a good businessman, but you know that can't be the case because he's making more money than everybody in the game. You know what I mean? That's why, like I said, when it comes to hip-hop, the dopest diss tracks, like, I don't know about the Faith part, but when Pac was like, "So I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker," okay, there's a picture of him floating around with Faith Evans, and Biggie was fat, so off top. And then getting that Mobb Deep, rest in peace to Prodigy. I'm not trying to bring that up because he just passed, but what I'm saying is, like, don't one of y'all got sickle cell? The reason it made it so raw because it was so cutthroat. You know what I mean? And it was true. If Prodigy didn't really have sickle cell and he was like, man, I'm super healthy, then it wouldn't have been that raw of a diss track. But like I said with the Jadakiss, he was saying some stuff. He was like, he said, I might not never sell that much, but you can bet your last 2 quarters I never tell that much. Like, he's saying, okay, I might not sell that much, but when it comes to bars, you ain't fucking with me. That's what he was saying. So that's the real shit. So when it comes to like this Bernard Hopkins situation, is you can say all this, and Floyd got people who got a cut of their money and all this stuff like that, but at the same time, he's making more than everybody. And the Forbes list will attest to that. Like, the numbers, when the numbers come back, like, for example, everybody hated the fight with Berto and Floyd Mayweather, yet Gennady Golovkin has had 2 tries at pay-per-view, and he hasn't even come close to Floyd versus Berto numbers, and everybody detested that fight. They hated that fight. They loathed that fight. So how is Floyd's worst recent selling pay-per-view still better than Golovkin's best? And those were good fights. Those are real good fights. You know what I'm saying? Well, the Lemieux one was cool, but he was a champion. And then the Danny Jacobs, I was really looking forward to that. Tell the truth. So it just sounds crazy for Bernard Hopkins to kind of go in and try to attack the business acumen of Floyd, but we know he's doing these numbers. Tupac shot 2 cops in Atlanta. That's true. Eminem even said that. He said, I'm like Tupac when them cops. He said, like them 2 cops when Tupac shot him. But Bernard Hopkins is just like, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't get to watch the rest of the Breakfast Club, but people hit me up and they were sending it to me, and it just, like I said, I feel like it. I like Bernard Hopkins as a fighter and stuff, but just when he gets in the horn, it's just, you hear nothing but hatred. And then on top of that, you're with Oscar De La Hoya. He's no saint. I mean, you guys can Google infractions and different things that Oscar. I'm not here to. I don't have to put nothing. I don't have to put his business out because most of you guys already know, and you probably put it in the comment section. But he's no saint. And you're not talking about, like, for example, let's see, now y'all gonna fuck around and turn this into something else where it really ego belly comes out. For example, I'm gonna give you guys an example. Floyd, you're questioning his business savvy, right? But Oscar De La Hoya is your boss, and the biggest fight of your biggest star on your label, on your roster, Canelo Alvarez, at the time, the biggest fight, and maybe to this day, the biggest fight of his career, and Oscar De La Hoya was in rehab. Those are facts. That's not, oh, ego, you're hating. That's a fact. De La Hoya, somebody, I'll give you $50 PayPal right now if you show me a picture of Oscar De La Hoya in the crowd at Mayweather Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want to play these games. I'm Ego Valley. Y'all don't want to play these games. But $50 PayPal for the first person that sends me a non-doctored up, no Photoshop, no bullshit picture of Oscar De La Hoya in the front row cheering on as Canelo was getting dogged by Floyd Mayweather. Just one person. First person to send it, I'll give you some PayPal money. Tax-free. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you really want to go tit for tat, you can chastise a lot of business practices, even with De La Hoya. So to me, I have to think about it. You work for a person who hasn't always made the good business decision. And if you guys really trace the history, Floyd Mayweather himself said that Oscar De La Hoya wasn't the real Golden Boy. He said it on tape. You guys can YouTube it. He was at the Canelo press conference. He's like, you know what, Richard Schaefer, he's the real Golden Boy. And then people were like, ooh. So realistically, what Bernard is saying, Floyd said that about De La Hoya. He said Richard Schaefer was the one pulling all the strings. So that's why when you seen Richard Schaefer initially left, Golden Boy was kind of in discord. They didn't really have, they fired people. I think they promoted Eric Gomez and stuff like that. So, I mean, you can go tit for tat, but this is the person that Bernard Hopkins is working for, and you're kind of chastising another person's business practices. So it's crazy. Like I mean, I've even had people. I'm about to hit a bunch of subscribers, and I've been doing this, and I have people with 1,000 subscribers, and they're like, "Oh, that's why your channel sucks. You don't even have that many subscribers." If I don't got many subscribers, you ain't got shit, because you got 1,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't throw stones if you live in a glass house. Like, you know what I mean? If people are gonna pull your card if you're critiquing another man's business practices, but then the person you work for, his business practices aren't all the way in order. That's just how I see it. I'm from the Bay, so I mean, the real recognize the real, and that's what it comes out. So I like Bernard Hopkins as a fighter, but when he gets on the mic, when he gets on HBO, he sometimes just says whatever. Kind of like Max Kellerman. I think Max Kellerman is he's astute and he knows boxing, but sometimes he just gets on the thing and he sounds crazy. He sounds crazy because, like, Max Kellerman talking about Pacquiao, if they rematched Floyd, that Floyd will probably get knocked out. There's a very good chance of that. And then you just seen Pacquiao struggle. The very next fight after you said that crazy shit on ESPN, very next fight, Pacquiao bleeding, and he got cuts, and he can't even handle a Jeff Horn with 15 fights. How you fucking with Floyd, who got like 50 fights and already beat you? But once again, new media. The truth always comes out. The truth behind everything always comes out if you wait. Sometimes you got to be more patient, but that's just what it is. But I'm not a hater. You guys say whatever you want. I don't hate. I don't have to hate on what no one else is doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't see me get on the horn and start hating on other people's YouTube channels, because I don't really care. I don't care. I'm cool with a lot of people on YouTube. But the other people that I don't watch or don't know, or whatever, that's just what it is. I don't care what they're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I heard of Josh Kelly. I already looked good, but I haven't made the time to check him out. But he's from the UK. A lot of people have actually been hitting me up about the Josh Kelly. So I got to check him out, because that's usually a good sign. If channel is fire, thank you. That's a good sign if that many people are checking for you. So, so man, yeah, Bernard Hopkins he's saying whatever, but it sounds crazy to me. Maybe you guys like it and say it sounds good. But like I said, I've already issued a proper challenge. If you hate Mayweather McGregor, don't talk about it. Don't write no articles. Like, channels, writers, websites, if they have a anti-Mayweather McGregor, this ruins boxing standpoint, don't talk about it. Focus on Canelo, Golovkin. You know what I mean? Focus on Cotto Kamagai. Focus on those things. Don't talk about it. But you know they're not going to do that, because at the end of the day, they want that guap, just like Floyd and fucking Conor want that fucking guap. They want that money. And I tell you what, if I'm in the same position, I want that money too. Give me them bags, man. Like, people always play this, like everyone wants to be this noble boxing purist, but when it comes time to defend a Rigondeaux performance, you say the motherfucker's boring. But now all of a sudden, you care about preserving the sport of boxing. But anytime Andre Ward does anything, you hate him. You know what I mean? But now all of a sudden, you're this boxing saint where you care about the sake of boxing. That's bullshit, because if you cared so much about the sake of boxing and the upkeep and the longevity of the sport, then you wouldn't do half of the stuff that some of y'all do. And that's real talk. You know what I mean? People will always, oh, but Mayweather McGregor, it just ruins boxing. But why aren't you saying that when HBO is dogging Rigondeaux and they're saying he's the worst thing ever, and he's sewage and he's trash, all this and all that type of stuff? How is that good for boxing? The Olympic gold medalist basically being oppressed by his own promoter and his own network. But now all of a sudden, Mayweather McGregor ruins boxing. I don't give a fuck about Mayweather McGregor, to be honest. Like, I'm gonna watch it for what it is. I'll probably be entertained next week when they do the press conference or whatever, and that's it. Because I still see people like Ward Kovalev. Oh, low seats. I don't care. I don't care about Ward Kovalev. Ward's my dude. He knocked a man out. I'm already looking towards the future, and some of y'all be in the past. Like, I'm already looking towards Broner Garcia and all these next fights. Y'all still talking about Ward Kovalev. He got knocked out. He didn't conduct himself the proper way when he was being swarmed. Whether you thought it was a low blow or not, he didn't do the necessary steps to protect himself at all times. He wasn't throwing punches. It is what it is. Y'all still talking about Ward Kovalev, but when it comes to Mayweather McGregor, oh, this just ruins the sport. Ain't shit ruining the sport. There ain't no one fight gonna ruin the sport. See, y'all trying to steal my line. So I don't even have to address. Someone says, I'll give you PayPal $50 if you show me a quote where HBO specifically said Rigo was trash and sewage. So Bob Arum is on record saying, every time I talk to HBO, they say they want to throw up when I mention the words Rigondeaux. But once again, you don't know shit about boxing. Do your research. So if you want, donate $50 because you said some dumb shit. No, I don't have a picture or a photo of HBO because I wasn't in the office. But Bob Arum is on record saying that HBO, they say they want to throw up. So they might not have used the vernacular sewage or trash, but what does that mean? If I cooked a 6-course meal and served it at a potluck, and then somebody said every time I see your food or taste your food, it makes me want to throw up. The fuck you think that means? You're done. I told y'all, man, it's a bad year for you casuals. Y'all casuals be doing all. It's not about just saying this stuff. Like I said, everything I say I can show you. You know what I mean? We can get the Summer Jam screen and I can show you the shit I'm talking about. You know what I mean? The only downside is some of this stuff is it might be copyright protected, and I know my rights as a YouTuber, so I can't just go around and saying, oh, HBO did this how Bob Arum bashed so and so, and then it's not my footage, and then it gets flagged. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. New media, y'all motherfuckers getting shut down per usual. Y'all can say whatever you want. I respect Bernard Hopkins for his accomplishments. I mean, he's one of the only people to fight on at that long age and show the longevity, bounce back from early career losses to Roy Jones and things like that. I think he lost one of the fights before that too, when he wasn't really fully vested in boxing. But as far as what he's saying, I mean, and people boxing with a lot of y'all is just a bunch of favoritism. You know what I mean? If I make videos about Rigondeaux and Lomachenko, y'all say, oh, leave Lomachenko alone. What, covering the news? Why I gotta leave him alone? Because I'm talking about what Rigondeaux is doing, and I want to see the fight. You know what I mean? But when Bernard Hopkins is constantly attacking Floyd Mayweather, saying he's not a businessman and stuff, y'all don't say, hey, Bernard, leave Floyd alone, because that's what y'all want. Yeah, that cruiserweight tournament sounds dope. I heard Mike Perez just joined it. And at the end of the day, y'all can talk shit in comment section. The pay's still the same, just so you know. But yeah, I'm always gonna say my piece. You already ranting the one team bad say about, I don't know, not even worth. Eddie Hearn, I heard some impressions that were terrible, but if you guys like him, that's what's up. I'm not driving, I'm parked. It's mad cold. I mean, it's hot as hell out there, so I have to do this in the whip because it's way too hot to be trying to do a video. Yeah, Floyd opened up a strip club. I ain't been to that yet, the Girl Collection. When is the 7 reason? It's just a matter of time. Like I said, shout out to the super chats, the patrons. I'm trying to work some stuff out so I can get back to some of the specials. That the producing of the content, that's what takes the longest time, especially stuff like that. But just so you guys know, I'm picking Canelo. I don't care who's mad, but my opinion has shifted. It was always Golovkin. What's good with Tank? Last time I seen, he was trying to get at Black China. He posted a picture of her after Rob Kardashian. But other than that, he's supposed to be on the Mayweather versus McGregor undercard. Yeah, I'm picking Canelo, man. The kid, like I said, one of the biggest reasons is he just does more. He does more. So it's hard for me when a person's showing me more skill and he has some power and stuff. It's hard for me to just bank on the other guy who, I'm not saying he doesn't have offensive skills, but I don't think he has all around the same skills as Canelo, like upper body movement. Canelo, I've seen him fight off the ropes. I don't ever remember a time Golovkin's fought off the ropes. Maybe no one's been able to put him there, but I mean, so you give him credit for not having his back against the ropes. But what happens if someone is able to place you against the ropes and start teeing off? What are you gonna do? So that's really the biggest reason, is because I can't just go off power. Yeah, I mean, Golovkin could just clock Canelo with a shot he can't recover from. That's certainly a possibility, but I don't know. I don't think Golovkin can fight off the back foot. I've never seen him fight off the ropes. So, and Canelo has youth and stuff. But the one thing that is, I keep it a buck with y'all, but one thing that's real concerning is Golovkin got a monster jab. That jab is real. And it's stiff, pause, it's strong, and he looks considerably taller. So Canelo's not, I'm not saying it's an easy fight. He's going to have to put some shit together to get past that jab. Because you notice the fighters from like Eastern European or Russia or Kazakhstan, they're not afraid to win by jab. I mean, it showed you. The Daniel Jacobs, for the people that thought he beat Jacobs, was mostly mandated by the jab. So if you had Golovkin winning, it was because the knockdown and because he was jabbing. Same thing with Kovalev in the second fight. That's all he was doing. But it's a damn good jab. And to get on the inside, you better get your Mike Tyson on, because Canelo is clearly the smaller person. So athletically, he's gonna have to put. Hey, no, guys. Athletically, he's gonna have to put some shit together, to me, to get past that. Because, wow. And see, this is the other thing, and I swear to you guys, I keep it so honest and true. That's why I can do, you know what I mean? That's why I've been able to have some sort of success and longevity in this game, because I really give it to you how I see it. I call it like I see. And truth be told, I'm surprised that the Canelo Golovkin fight, right now at least, I'm not saying this can't change, but right now I haven't heard much commotion about it. Like Canelo, I haven't seen him posting anything about the fight. I haven't seen Golovkin really posting anything about the fight. Like normally, even when Canelo's fighting like the Amir Khans and Liam Smith, I got shit to work on. Like, you know what I mean? I got Amir Khan or Canelo Weight Watchers, Ego Weight Watchers, aka EW. You know what I mean? I have different stuff to talk about. After that press tour, it really seemed to die down. I haven't really seen much to talk about from either side. That's just my honest truth. Like I said, closer to the fight, maybe we'll get some. I think HBO's doing a face-off and 24/7. But at the same time, man, I haven't really heard much noise about and I'm not saying it's a great fight. I've been calling for the fight, but I really haven't. I mean, have you guys heard? Have you seen anything? Have you seen anything about Canelo Golovkin post press tour? Like that was super noteworthy? I haven't. That's why I haven't made any videos. I haven't seen like Canelo flexing for the gram or posting his training or Golovkin doing the same. It's been very scarce. I really haven't. And like I said, there's time because the fight's not till September 16th. But a fight this big, and especially with Mayweather McGregor trying to cock block the fight, you know what I mean, by staging theirs right before it, even though they have a lot of time, they should be stepping it up right now, and then all the way up until then. That's just my opinion, though. What do I prefer, 24/7 or all access? I would say 24/7. I like Liev Schreiber better as a narrator, and there's some good all access episodes. So it kind of depends on what fight, like which two fighters are fighting. But by and large, 24/7, and that's kind of what I came up on, like the classic ones with Floyd and Pacquiao and shit. Shout out to NMA BDK. He donated $5 super chat. Wow, what is the best Roy Jones Jr. fight? Wow, that's hard. I don't really have. I mean, I'm being honest, because I like the B-Hop one, the James Toney, Virgil Hill. Stop Virgil Hill with a body shot. That was a sick ass body shot. I forgot the dude. I think his name was Richard. What the fuck is his name? He had like he's a dark skinned dude with the twisties, and he was taller than Roy Jones. That was one of my favorite. Man, if somebody knows, please let me know, because it's bothering me right now. John Ruiz was a great one. What's the dude, the dark skin with the twisties? And Roy Jones was lighting him up, and they were joking around and like trying to taunt each other, and Roy Jones was like dancing in the ring. That's my shit. David Telasco. Richard Hall, thank you. I don't know if I said Richard, but yeah, that's my shit. The Puerto Rican dude, I think it's David Telasco. That's another one I like, because David Telasco was trying to clown around with Roy, but Roy just was in the zone. Shout out to Ricardo Gonzalez. He just left a $2 super chat. I appreciate it. I'm about to get some more gear, man, so it's really finna turn up when I start covering these fights. I'm about to get some more gear, and we're about to have fun with this. Richard Hall, that's the one. Oh, the Vinny Pazienza fight was my shit too. That's another one, because Vinny Pazienza was trying to match him with the bravado, and then Roy Jones was just, it started getting nasty for Pazienza. I'm sure, I ain't watched the movie, but I'm sure they left that Roy Jones fight out the fucking movie. I know they didn't want to put that in the movie. Hell no. I don't know. Someone put $20. I don't even know what that means. Sup. Yeah, Roy was playing in there. Like, he's like, why did you grab the ropes? I wasn't chicken fight. He said, I wasn't grabbing the ropes. I wasn't grabbing the rope, Jim. On chicken fight. Shout out to Argentina, man. Argentina got some of my favorite fighters. Marcos Maidana, heavy. I'm a big fan. Sergio Montevilla Martinez, big fan. That Paul Williams knockout was disgusting. Nobody, see, people sleep on that. People didn't want to fuck with Sergio after that fight. He had to move up. People at 54 didn't really want that work. I like Diego Chavez too, and Lucas Matisse. But I would say my top would be Martinez, Sergio, and Maidana. I really like their styles and careers. Y'all gotta watch Sergio versus Paul Williams 1. Sergio Martinez versus Kermit Cintron. That was another banger. Some of y'all gotta educate yourself on them. Sergio was nasty. He kind of had that Roy Jones bravado too, hands low and shit, and doing his shoulders. Sergio was a dog. Hey, what's up with Sergio Martinez now? I seen him recently. He looked like Miss Doubtfire or some shit. He looked like a teacher. Like, not his face, but just with his outfits be looking weird. I'm like, damn, what is he wearing? He has like doilies on and shit. But I'm sure he's enjoying that retired life. Man, Broner Garcia, who y'all picking? Who y'all picking? Sergio's the Don. And he started boxing late. Yeah, he was like 21 through 23. I forgot. Man, Ricky Hatton, big as hell, man. There's only one Ricky Hatton. Man, I like Broner's attitude, but see, this Broner's tricky because sometimes I'm like, oh, Broner's doing his thing. I thought he would look good. He went to train with Sean for the Sean Porter fight. He was training in Vegas at the Mayweather gym, and then his performance didn't match that. I was like, oh, damn, Floyd's giving him instruction and this, and then he fought Sean Porter, and I was like, really? I mean, he did good in the 12th, but he just clinched, and I don't know. I'm about to get in this store, man. Y'all got anything else to talk about before I get in here? Prince Nassim, one of my favorites. He was cocky, too. He's like, damn, I look good, Larry. What did he say to, I think he said it to Larry Merchant. He said something that was so funny to me. He's like, I just pray to Allah that them guys are alright. That I didn't hurt him too bad. He said something crazy. Damn, I look good, Larry. Mayweather versus Lada. Get out of here. That shit is not finna happen. Lada he just fought fucking Yuri Foreman, a rabbi. You think there would be any level of interest from the boxing public to make that fight? Don't get me wrong, Lada's a great fighter, but Floyd is 40 fucking years old, and he's gonna try to fight people whose talent level or whatever match their notoriety. And Edeslandi Lada, like I said, he fought Delvin Rodriguez in recent memory and Yuri Foreman. That shit will not happen. I'll bet you that won't happen. If anything, Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia or somebody, Sean Porter, I can see him coming back to boxing if he wants to fight a couple more times, fighting one of them, but it ain't gonna be Lada. And the funny thing is, people be mentioning that a lot of people be like, Rigondeaux's boring, Floyd's a runner, Terrence Crawford ran versus Postal, but y'all be like, oh, hey, I want to see Mayweather versus Lada. What the fuck kind of fight you think that's gonna be, if that's your real standpoint? You're gonna have Lada, who's left-hand dominant, evasive. Then you have Floyd, who has to be cautious because he's in there with a bigger, slick man. McGregor will get destroyed. We're gonna see. Yeah, man. It's hot. It's so hot in California. Where do y'all live? Is it hot where you live? Spence versus Horn. I know Spence. He called him food. I know he would take that. And see, that's the thing. Jeff Horn, I take nothing away from him. He looked better than a lot of people thought. But at the end of the day, Jeff Horn, everybody's looking at him as food. Because you look at it like this. Like I said earlier in this, so you know this ain't, I'm not just making this up. I said it earlier in this particular stream. I said when Sergio Martinez knocked out Paul Williams, nobody at 54 wanted to fight him. And that's what happens. When you look exceptional like that, unless you're like a Floyd or a Pacquiao maybe, because they know even if they lose, that represents a lot of money. But the guys like a Sergio, who's just like a real life threat coming off a brilliant performance, people don't fuck with you. But if you don't look great in your last fight, or people think you look vulnerable, like let's say Jeff Horn, you could say he won, you could say he lost, but there's still clear-cut vulnerabilities. That 9th round in itself tells you that, whether you thought he held on and did enough to win or not. That's why every single welterweight I've seen has pretty much, Danny Garcia said, hey, what about Garcia Horn? That's why you see everybody talking about that fight. Errol Spence calling them food because they know. They're like, man, that's some easy money. I'll take that. I heard fucking Juan Manuel Marquez was talking about he wants to fight Jeff Horn. That's how you know it's bad. That's how you know people at least, even if it's true or not, that's how you at least know that they think they can beat him. Marquez ain't fought since Mike Alvarado, and he's calling out Jeff Horn. Like, I think Jeff Horn, like Marquez be that's how Marquez be talking. I think Mayweather. Yeah, Marquez calling him out. You ain't even fought. He at the Romanza gym right now practicing that right. Yeah, man. Yeah, they looking at, someone said steak on the plane. Wow. Man, I just gotta see, the one thing that I want to see from these youthful fighters is frequent fights. Like, people, it's like people got in the mindset, and you can't blame him because your career is your career, but people got in the mindset from like Mayweather. He was fighting 1 time or 2 times a year. He's rich as fuck and he could do that, and his legacy was already intact. But Keith Thurman, how many times has he fought in the last 2 years? We don't even know if he's gonna get another one in this year. So that means he's like 1 time. It's like he really is 1 time. If you think about it, he fighting 1 time a fucking year. The year he fought Julio Diaz, I think he got injured 1 time. The year he fought Sean Porter, that was his only fight for the year, 1 time. Then he beat Danny Garcia in March, and he's getting married and had a surgery. So we don't know if he's gonna come back this year. 1 time. That, I mean, you really are 1 time. You're staying true to the fucking name, fighting 1 time a year. You know what I mean? That's very ironic. That, I mean, you guys get on BoxRec. I'm just doing this off the top of my head, but to my knowledge, when I'm thinking back, playing this back in my head, I don't remember many times recently where Keith Thurman fought more than 1 time a year. And you can say it's injuries or he's getting married or whatever, but he's really 1 time. You better not duck me, son. 1 time. I mean, tell me the year when somebody, if you guys can, because you guys can navigate better than me. I'm in the fucking car. But tell me the last time Keith Thurman fought 2 times in the same year. What year was it, and who were the 2 people? If anybody could research it, they have like an iPad on the side, or they're on their computer and they have a phone. He's literally, to my knowledge, has fought like 1 time a year for the last couple. 2015, see? 1 time. If someone's saying it's 2015 is the last time he fought more than once. Ghost versus Collazo, that's solid. But I mean, Guerrero, he lost to a guy who was driving cabs, like literally, in Argentina, David Peralta. So he has to beat Omar Figueroa based on the style. He says he's learned, and like, oh, it's about boxing smart and stuff like that, but he has to show it because Omar Figueroa is a banger. He likes to bang, pause, and that's what he's going to come. So if Guerrero gets sucked into a war, who knows what'll happen. But Figueroa's been out too. He's 1 time too. I ain't seen, where has he been? Jeff Horn got more activity than some of these dudes. Like, I get it. You Mikey Garcia, you Andre Ward, Chavez Jr., when they're going through their legal stuff, I get it. You're not going to be able to fight. But we got to see more fights, man. All this one-time shit a year. I just think they're too talented to. And I'm not even saying it has to be the most menacing person in your division, but you know what I mean? Like Keith Thurman. Let's say Keith Thurman fought Danny Garcia and then fight, you know what I mean, somebody else. It doesn't have to be, like I said, it doesn't have to be a Pacquiao or something, but he could fight somebody. Yeah, man, I'm about to go in this grocery store. I just want to give y'all a little bit of my time and talk this good old boxing. What's your impression of B-Hop talking to Oscar after B-Hop's appearance on the Breakfast Club? I don't know what he said to Oscar. I'm not familiar with it. I like Keith too. I just interviewed him. Shout out to him. He got married. Congrats. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't say this stuff. Shout out to the UK. I see you guys. You guys holding it down. Katie Taylor from Ireland. She's going to be on the Broner Garcia card. I just did a rundown. Make sure you guys check that out. Yeah, man. Fairfield repping that 707. Shout out to my dude, Gerald Washington. He's from the 707 too. He's from Vallejo, where E40 is from. Ooh. Aye, aye, aye. Been about my cash ever since I was little. Yeah, the inactivity is not good. Like Pacquiao, Mayweather, Cotto, okay, them dudes is like 30, 40 or whatever. Late 30s, 40, so I can understand them fighting less because they've been through the wars and shit. But Jeff Horns and all these other Jeff Hornies and all them other people, I think he's just hating because his career did. Yeah, I mean, someone said I think Bernard Hopkins just hating because his career didn't end up to what he wanted to. I don't know, but I notice in the African American community a lot. I notice every major star from the past has hated on Mayweather. Like, it's crazy. Marvin Hagler, fucking Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones. He was saying something, and I love all these fighters, but I call it like I see. It's like, it seems like they're salty that he's making all this money for his style or something. Like Mike Tyson was an all-action style. He was trying to give knockouts and stuff like that. Marvin Hagler, all these guys are action styles, and they see Floyd and they're like, damn, he's making all this money, and we were more entertaining than him. I don't know. That's just a theory I had. That's true, but Floyd hates on black fighters too. Who? I see Floyd hate on. I see Floyd like, well, he'll talk down if anyone's getting close to like getting more recognition than him. Like Andre Ward, they're like, oh, he's pound for pound #1, and then Floyd will be like, oh, Kovalev beat him. You know what I mean? But he does that. I seen him do it when Danny Garcia was making a lot of noise and undefeated. They're like, oh, he said Robert Guerrero beat him. So I don't think Floyd necessarily is just hating on African American fighters. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Someone said Floyd hates indiscriminately on any fighter being successful. That's what I'm saying. If anything, I've seen when people get too close to his throne, he'll throw rocks or whatever or say something, but I haven't seen it where he's just hating on this person, that person. But yeah, Floyd, I mean, I agree with some of what Floyd's saying. Triple G ain't had no special effects. So, I mean, you can say that's hater you want, but I agree with that. I don't think he is, but he's efficient at what he does, and that's what it is. Capture the W against who you've been put in with. It is what it is. Y'all be saying stupid shit in here. Ego, why are you ignoring your fans, man? Why the fuck would I be doing a live stream when I've already pumped out multiple videos today if I was ignoring the fans? You're ignoring us, man. I can't. Do you see how these comments are flying? I can't read every single comment. Man, you're ignoring us, man. You're like a deadbeat dad, man. Like, I'm sorry, I can't read every single comment that's flying through. I know one of y'all dumb motherfuckers be like, look, see, you're Mayweather, you can't read. Like I said, y'all say all that dumb stuff. That's cool, I can't read. Come. Alright, I'm about to get in here. I've been on here long. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Stupid people always come through the chats. Like, y'all like that live action. I have to go live more often. Y'all be doing that crazy stuff. But I got a lot of stuff coming, man. Y'all got to make sure y'all stay tuned. Keep it locked. Stay up, y'all.